And a big welcome to everyone as you are joining us inside beautiful Bill Greehey Arena for what is going to be a full plate of Rattlers here today on RattlerAthletics.com via the Rattler Network. Starting off today with our senior day for volleyball. A lot of great players here today being honored, among them Julie Kells and Carly Ortega. Of course, I'm Joe Rodriguez, joined by Brian Magluyuan. Brian, senior day, so a lot going on here today. Of course, the seniors, we're going to see a lot of them, and a lot of the families of the players coming out. It's really great to see all those faces. Brian, how are you feeling about today?
I'm feeling excited, Joe. Senior day, always a great tradition, an opportunity for all of us to honor the hard work of all these seniors, and I'm just excited to see what these Lady Rattlers have to offer, especially with some playoff implications as well.
Oh, you talk about those playoff implications, you could not be more right. The Rattlers 13-12 coming into play today, 9-6 in conference play. That has them sitting currently at the last spot for the Heartland Conference Tournament. And ahead of them, Dallas Baptist University and St. Edwards, both of them one game up on each other. They're playing each other today. So one of those teams is going to lose, and the Rattlers could possibly be tied for that third spot. But let's go on ahead. Let's get into today's lineup for St. Mary's. A bit of a different look for the starters. Julie Kells will be starting along with Carly Ortega. Kelsey Huber, usual starting role, along with Lauren Holman. Chicatano, of course, the setter. Tori Estrada drawing the libero duties today. We'll see how she plays. And then Lauren Slaughter as well. So we're underway here. Huber will send it right on over. That one, Kells, she was able to get a piece of it, but it landed on the St. Mary's side. So 1-0 for Oklahoma Panhandle State University Aggies. Let's go on ahead and meet the Aggies. They're 4-24 on the season, 0-15 in conference play, so a shaky season for them. So they'll look to gain their first conference win here today against St. Mary's. Holman, good hit there, but it's brought back over. And it looked like Huber and Holman had a miscommunication there, so Oklahoma Panhandle with the point. Let's meet the starters for Oklahoma Panhandle State. First, they have Kayla Schwartz, Tara Madden, Brittany Dubstein, Jessica DeBound, Michaela Barrett, Shanae Eddings, and Melissa Marshall. 2-1 now, still for the Aggies, and here's Carly Ortega back to serve. And that one too much for Chicatano to handle, so it's 3-1 now.
The Rattlers, Joe, off to a shaky start, to say the least.
But it's something that we saw in their game on Thursday. A bit of a rough patch to start the game, but then eventually able to battle back. Here's Huber with a swing. Kells now taking a swing of her own. It's dug out nicely, but St. Mary's will have the free ball. Here's Kells again. That one's dug out. Kells, a senior on the squad for St. Mary's from Canada, and surprising to her, her sister actually came down to see the game today, so a bit of the Kells influence, and there's Holman with a kill right there. 3-2 now for the Aggies.
Now, Joe, you were alluding to earlier the Rattlers off to a slow start on Thursday night. That's been one of the Achilles' heels for the Rattlers this whole season, getting off to slow starts, but they've managed to finish strong as the Rattlers get the point right there on a violation. But the Rattlers have been able to finish strong towards the end of games, which has been very beneficial to them and putting them in this position to possibly clinch a spot in the playoff tournament.
That one sent back. Slaughter said she didn't touch it, but we play on. Kells now with the tip. And that one met at the net. Kells and Slaughter combined. Here's Slaughter swinging now, and she'll get the kill. So St. Mary's, after dropping down 3-1, have fought back a little 3-0 run here. It's pretty much behind the serving of Tori Estrada. Estrada, a transfer student. She gave Victoria Martinez all she could handle in the libero department to start the season. Martinez eventually went on to win that job, but Estrada drawing the start at libero here today. It being senior day, we know everyone gets a good chunk of playing time, so that could be the rationale, but we do not know. We'll have to check to see if everything's all right with Martinez.
And Kelsey Huber right there, Joe, with yet another kill. She leads the team in kills this season, so she is definitely one to be on the lookout for as the game progresses.
With that, Michaela Bass and Jenna Paul coming into the game. Bass a little teardrop serve, which has kind of become her signature this season. Here's Paul, and that's definitely been her signature. Paul announcing her presence into the game with a kill there.
That was delivered with a lot of authority right there by Paul.
6-4 for St. Mary's, another teardrop by Bass. That one dug out nicely by Estrada. Ortega from the back row. And that one will find the court. OPSU now trailing 6-5. Back to serve is Simmons. That one a good serve. Paul send it over. And it's met by the Rattler hands at the net and finds the floor. So we're squared away at 6 apiece.
Both teams, Joe, not giving an inch just yet.
It's something you see in volleyball, a little game of runs, back and forth we go to start off the match. And usually it's a team that can just make the biggest run that'll prevail. It'll be Huber. And she manages to find the line. A great kill by Huber. I'm amazed she was able to elevate for that one. The ball was right on the net, but she was able to not go into that net.
Huber, an amazing talent. She's definitely been one of the strong points of this very strong Rattler team.
And a good serve there by Huber as well. Estrada weighing out there. And St. Mary's somehow able to get the ball back over. Oh, and the solo effort by Slaughter. And they're going to say that one actually went into the tape, so 4 touches called on the Aggies. St. Mary's with the point.
Right there, Estrada with an impressive dive as Huber serves that right into the net. But it's really nice to see Estrada definitely making the most out of this opportunity, and she has definitely capitalized on a lot of them early on here in this match.
Estrada out of San Antonio, Texas. She went to Blinn College for her first semester, for her first year. Of course, transferred over here to St. Mary's, and that one put into the net as well. So we see some mistakes hurting the Rattlers here early on. They did have a 2-point lead, but a missed serve and a missed hit, and they've squandered it just like that.
Those unforced errors, Joe, are killers when it comes to volleyball.
And there's one right back, so 9-8 now for St. Mary's. Estrada will head out briefly. Slaughter back to serve. Holman into the game. That one put down by Huber, the great dig there. Here's Slaughter from the back row. Huber another dig. Here's Holman, and she's able to get it down. And when Slaughter's back there serving, I mention this all the time, but I love seeing her play the back row. For a 6-footer, she plays the back row exceptionally well, as we see Lauren Holman play the front row exceptionally well.
Holman, earlier this season, set the record for most blocks. Definitely an outstanding player, despite playing through injuries. She's always been there, always a threat in that front line.
And Paul also on a solo effort, so the Rattlers with back-to-back solo blocks. They're looking sharp here, and the Aggies need a timeout to talk it over. will take it with them as you're watching Senior Day Volleyball on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, everyone. 12-8, the advantage for St. Mary's as they look to hold home court for the second game in a row. That one hit straight back by Ortega, and it painted the line, so a good kill there for the Aggies. That's Marshall, and if you're the Aggies, that's exactly what you want to do out of the timeout. So 12-9, this match, the first of a triple header that we'll have here today on the Rattler Network. The second game, of course, part of the St. Mary's Classic. That'll be featuring McMurray along with University of Arkansas Fort Smith, and then, of course, to cap the evening, Angelo State University versus the St. Mary's Rattlers. That'll be the nightcap. So a full plate of Rattlers on the plate for today.
Joe, I'm definitely excited to see what the St. Mary's Rattlers have tonight to show after that impressive performance last night against A&M Kingsville. Sorry, I lost my memory for a second, but yes, impressive performance to start off the season for them, and I'm really looking forward, and I encourage all our viewers to stay tuned and watch, because you'll be in for a treat as the Rattlers get a point right there, extending their lead to 4.
And another solo block by St. Mary's there, that time the senior Julie Kells. And those solo blocks are so difficult to do, they're so difficult to time right, but St. Mary's just making it look easy here in the early goings. Chicatano setters out. Here's Kells showing the setting. And she wasn't able to make the connection there with her senior counterpart Ortega. So ball sailed out of bounds, point to the Aggies. Samantha McKay into the game and back to serve. Good pass there by Estrada. Here's Ortega, and she puts it down.
Right down the pipe. Ortega finding the soft spot in the defense and just deposited a beautiful ball.
Ortega, of course, a 4-year starter for St. Mary's. A huge part of their success over that span. A Heartland Conference champion in her own right. And, of course, the vocal leader of this team on and off the floor. Just overall a huge spark for this St. Mary's team, and her play is just all around great.
And she'll definitely be missed next year, because you just can't teach leadership and skills just like that.
That one dug up by Ortega. Here's Holman, able to get a piece of it and find the floor. So St. Mary's seeming to grab this game by the horn, 17-11, now their advantage. Ortega still on to serve. That one dug out nicely. And a good kill there. Duberstein on the smash. Now 17-12. Kayla Schwartz, the libero, now back to serve. Good pass by Ortega. Here's Huber. She's blocked, but it heads out of play, so the point for St. Mary's.
Great recognition by both Huber and Estrada not to go after that ball, recognizing that it was on its way out of bounds.
And the anticipation and reaction time of these volleyball players is so impressive. So that one out of play, so St. Mary's another point to their name, 19-12. Good serve there by Estrada. And that one, met at the net by St. Mary's and out of play, so points for the Aggies. Substitutions. Natalie Weber coming into the game. Beret will go on ahead and take a seat. A good left-handed serve there, but it's dug out nicely. Kells met at the net, and St. Mary's not able to rally to the ball, so point for Aggies.
Despite the point going to the Aggies, Joe, St. Mary's off to a better start in this first set than they have in recent memory.
That one, Slaughter met at the net and then put down eventually by Tara Madden. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. Weber to serve. Popped up by Ortega. Great pass there. And the kill by Huber equal to the pass.
Huber always, sorry to interrupt, Joe, but Huber always seems to find the right opportunity and the most opportune times to get a point when the Rattlers need it the most.
And right you are there. Huber very, very good at getting those crucial points. And I think we had to attribute that point mainly to the great pass. Huber playing a little bit short there. Oh, Estrada laying out there. What a great hustle play. And Ortega putting it down from the back row.
You have to like the intensity and the energy that the Rattlers are showing here early on in this match.
Estrada just absolutely laying out, able to get to that ball. Very impressive by her. Michaela Bass now back to serve. That one just looked eerie. And it's blocked, but slightly out of play. And you can always tell you get a good floater serve when it just does not move at all. Of course, you could probably see it on our broadcast because for the first time this year, well, this entire year, we are broadcasting in beautiful high definition and on our Rattler network. We're very proud of the progress that we've made. And that's going to be a violation, interfering with the setter. An illegal attack, I believe the phrase we're looking for there, 22-16. And now we see Kelsey Huber coming out. She's going to take a quick rest, and Devin Hartung will come in. Hartung, a huge part of that game on Thursday. Her contributions immense in the victory over Newman. Here's the serve. This one from the back row. Good pass from Estrada. Bass trying a little trickery there, but she'll be called for a double touch. What I think Bass saw, I think she saw that there was a little bit of a soft spot in that back left corner, and she was trying to hit it, but again, the double touch, so not able to do so. Here's Ortega. Oh, a thunderous hit, and it goes into the rafters. But the Aggies will look to return it. St. Mary's with the free ball. Jenna Paul now. Oh, and she just barely missed the line.
Ooh, tough break for the Rattlers. But Ortega on that sequence displaying a little bit of power.
Yes, indeed. Ortega, a thunderous hitter when she's on her game. 22-18 with the Aggies serving. Here's Paul. Oh, and another great hustle play out of the Aggies there. St. Mary's looking to take advantage. Slaughter with the tip. And out of play it goes. So point for St. Mary's. 23-18. Estrada will head out of the game. Holman will head in. She'll play the front row. Slaughter on to serve. Oh, and a beautiful serve there by Slaughter, the top spin. And now the Rattlers on set point, and the Aggies will take a timeout to talk it over. We're going ahead and keep it here. And Brian, a full plate today, as we said, out of the Rattlers. But perhaps the most important and crucial game of them all is this volleyball game here, as it very, very much impacts the Heartland standings. And a lot of teams really heating up as we go to that final push. St. Edward's actually knocked off the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, who was previously undefeated. So for St. Mary's, this is a very important game as they look to get back on the track.
Indeed, Joe. Thursday, a must-win game for them. St. Mary's coming up a little bit slow to start off the match, but they were able to capitalize and execute down the stretch, and they were able to set themselves up for today, and now they're 1 point away from taking the first set here.
And St. Mary's looking to take back-to-back games at home. They've had their home struggles this year, but looking to remedy that in this last homestand of the season. Good serve there by Slaughter, and it's dug out by Hartung. It's going to be a free ball over Dallas Baptist. There's a swing, and it finds the line. So Oklahoma Panhandle State University not quite ready to go quietly into the night. 24-19 for St. Mary's. Holman, the swing, and she's able to get the kill, and that'll do it for the first set. St. Mary's victorious by the margin of 25-19. We'll be back with more Rattler Volleyball as you're watching St. Mary's on the Rattler Network.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
And we welcome you back, everyone, to beautiful Bill Greehey Arena. St. Mary's able to take that first set, score 25-17, and now looking to do the same here in the second half. Brian, what did you see out of St. Mary's that you liked, and what, of course, can they improve on?
Well, the Rattlers, they need to cut down on their unforced errors. Those are, as I mentioned earlier, killers in volleyball. But other than that, an impressive start for the Rattlers, who, as of late, have been struggling early on in matches.
And good battle at the net there, and they're going to call a player in the net against the Aggies. So point for St. Mary's. They strike first blood here to start the game. And now Ortega back to serve. Your 6 on the court for St. Mary's. Ortega, Estrada, Chicatano, Kells, Isbell making an appearance as well, and Devin G. Hartong. And that one met at the net. Kells and Isbell combine. And dug out by Ortega. Isbell,
making her presence felt early on.
A 6'2" freshman for St. Mary's, working very well with the senior Julie Kells there. As they combine for the block, and then of course Isbell with the kill. Oh, and now a great serve there by Ortega, and St. Mary's surging forward 3-0. And right now you have to love the height that's on display on the front line for St. Mary's. A lot of it up there. And Hartung able to tip that one, but it found the soft spot of the floor, 3-1, as the Aggies will regain the serve. Back to serve is Kayla Schwartz.
Joe, you alluded to the Rattlers' height in that front line, and I think that's what sets them apart from a lot of teams, the height on that front line.
And Hartung nailed that one down, and it was able to come all the way back to St. Mary's side, but it went out of play. So Hartung with the authoritative hit there, and Isbell will head out, and Holman will head in. Here's Estrada back to serve. That's another great serve. Oh, but it's put down. A great kill there by Barrett. It was a really great set, too. The setter was drawn out of her position. She had to make that one on the run and over her head, but it was a good enough set for Barrett to get the kill there. And it will be a free ball for the Aggies. And that one blocked. Kells and Holman combined this time. Free ball now for St. Mary's. Here's Kells. Oh, the nice tip there, able to find the soft spot.
Ooh, showing a little finesse. And also showing that you don't always have to have that powerful shot to get a point.
And Melissa Heft and Michaela Bass heading into the game. It's the first time we've seen Heft today, but Heft, a usual starter and an explosive player. When she gets her left-handed hits going, she's nearly unstoppable. And Michaela Bass, of course, back to serve, and a great setter in her own right. There is Heft. Oh, she put it into the tape. Might have put the jinx on her there, Ryan.
But she's good enough to fight through this, so.
Some substitutions. Tara Madden into the game along with Shanae Eddings for the Aggies. Oh, and Estrada not able to handle that one. You can see she wasn't happy with herself there. 5-4, still in St. Mary's favor, however.
And Joe, this is what I was talking about earlier. Unforced errors and just mental lapses during the course of a long match tend to hinder this Rattler team.
That one dug out nicely by Hartung. Here's Holman. Oh! And her and Bass able to make the connection there, just on the same page, that little shoot set. That's that same shoot set that we saw them working on practice before we filmed Talking Rattlers.
Oh, yes, and Holman, she's just an unbelievable athlete, able to get up there and elevate and make the most out of her opportunities.
This one's sent over. Oh, Hartung and Bass collide, but they're both able to regain their feet. Hartung another dig, but it went over to the Aggies' side, but they're not able to handle it, so point over for St. Mary's. 7-4 for the Rattlers. Hartung on the serve there. Oh, and a nice set and a nice kill. Eddings able to get it down there. Marshall now back to serve. 7-5, still the Rattler advantage. And that one out of play. Isbell back in the game. Estrada will take a temporary rest. And now we're going to see Lauren Holman. I believe this is one of the few times we've seen her serve all year. Oh, she serves an absolute bullet. That one met at the net. Holman, a good pass there. And Heft with the swing and finding the court.
This is a different lineup than we've seen in recent matches, Joe. Different matchups, different combinations that we haven't seen all season as Heft lets that one sail.
And a missed serve there. Holman not happy with herself, but Estrada coming back into the game now. 9-6 still for St. Mary's as they've come out strong to start this second set. And that's something that's been a point of emphasis for them. They need to start sets stronger. Heft putting that one just into the tape. And too much for Hardong to handle there. She's saying that's my bad, but point over for the Aggies, 9-7 now.
Joe, probably one of the hardest things to do in sports is to dig out a volleyball that's going at you at an incredible speed as Heft tips that one right over as the Rattlers increase their lead to 3.
And yeah, you are correct on the difficulty of having to dig out that ball. It's usually just all about the positioning of the player. That positioning, of course, based on the block that you're putting up and based on what you've seen players hitting when you've been watching. As Isbell able to get the block there along with Ortega. Chicatano digs it out. Here's Kells the set. Ortega. Oh, she's able to find the floor. So Kells with the set, Ortega with the kill. The two seniors combined there. And now Chicatano back to serve.
That was a bit of a misplay by Simmons there for the Aggies.
And Kells and Isbell combining for that block there. A very beautiful block put up by the two of them.
Joe, you hear there's a block party going on right now?
I can hear it down there. It's incredible. Estrada, good pass there. Here's Kells. And Kells, after getting the kill, after getting the block, adding a kill to her name as well. And the Aggies have seen enough. They need a break. We'll take it with them as you're watching the Volleyball Senior Day on the Rattler Network.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome everyone as we get back to the action and some Rattlers volleyball. St. Mary's leading 13-7 here in the second set in a match that they already lead 1-0. That one blocked by Ortega. Here's Isbell. And man, the middle's really on their game for St. Mary's here today. All three of them, Isbell, Slaughter, and Holman, have been contributors so far.
They've been looking very sharp, Joe.
And that one, a bit unlucky by Chicatano off the tape and out of play. So now 14-8. Samantha McKay back to serve. Good pass there by Estrada. Here's Ortega. And she's met at the net. as Duberstein and DeBon combined for the block there. Good serve by McKay, dug out by Harding. Here's Isbell, and it's sent right back over. Ortega now, a bit of a tip. Oh, and a good dig out there by Bennett. Ortega again, and this time she's blocked, but out of play it goes. So the point for St. Mary's. 15-9 for St. Mary's. Ortega now back to serve. That one over past Isbell and Harding combining there. You see right there a bit of a mistake, but Isbell able to capitalize on it. And it looks like a bit of a dispute going on between Mike Stevens and the down ref. He thought that one was out of play. He actually went up and hit the part of the court he thought he saw it hit with his clipboard, but call not reversed, and oh, bad pass there. It's now 17-9.
Frustration beginning to settle in for the Aggies as a timeout is called on the floor.
And that'll be their second timeout and the last one of this set. We'll go on ahead and head to break with them as you're watching volleyball on the Rattler Network.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back, everyone. A very quick timeout there. And oh, good response there by Oklahoma Panhandle State University. They immediately get the kill. A nice swing there by Duberstein, and now it's 17-10. Back to serve is Kayla Schwartz. Good serve there as Harding's barely able to handle it. Harding now taking the swing. And Shikatano, the good dig there. Kells the set, and Harding finding the floor. Great kill there by Harding. And now Isbell will head over the bench. Holman will head in. 18-10 for St. Mary's.
That was great execution on that play by the Rattlers.
Estrada now back to serve. Gets the signal of where to serve from the assistant coach, Gary Payne, I believe. Although it could be, great trickery there by Shikatano. Now 19-10.
Pulling a Houdini right out of her hat right there, catching the defense off guard.
And now we see Taylor Obermiller coming into the game. Harding will head over to the bench and take a rest. So a great deal of St. Mary's players playing here today. And another substitution, Nicole Fournay coming into the game. A defensive specialist, a freshman from Houston, Texas. Here's Kells, able to get another one. Ooh, he kills him. And 20-10 now for St. Mary's as they're doubling up the effort of the Aggies. Sarah Koster also coming into the game for the first time today. Estrada still on the serve, and once again another good one. Dug out by Ortega. Obermiller will just send it over, a free ball. And again, Koster able to make her presence known in the game. She gets a kill straight away. Now 22-11. So we're in the second set for St. Mary's. Already everyone has played with the exception of Victoria Martinez, who I believe they're just giving the day off. She's going to rest a bit today. There's Holman, and her and Shikatano able to make the combination there.
That's just poetry in motion right there, Joe. Great set and great finish.
Heft and Bass into the game. Kells and Shikatano head on out. St. Mary's, their lead still double digits. Bass, the serve. Oh, and it's put down. Another great kill by Duberstein. Duberstein, I believe, already 5 or 6 kills to her name in this game. She's playing very effectively for the Aggies.
And definitely been one of the few bright spots for the Aggies here in this match.
Simmons now back to serve. A couple of confirmation on some substitutions. And it's a bullet serve by Simmons. Holman elevates and able to tip it over. Heft digs it out. And now she'll receive the sets. And is more off the net than you would like. And you can see Michaela Bass frustrated with herself there. So let's go on ahead and reset on the court for St. Mary's. Heft, Slaughter, Obermiller, Bass, Ortega, and Estrada. And Simmons, I believe that's the second serve she's put into the net today in this set, actually. So it's 22-13. And Hardon thought she was going to come in and serve for Obermiller, but Obermiller actually staying in the match. She'll go on ahead and serve and play the back row. Estrada, the good effort there. Obermiller also hustling. And Holman will eventually send it over. And it just sailed out of play. Aggies looking for the tip, but no such call. It's 23-13, still for St. Mary's.
Rattlers definitely making a statement here in this second set, pulling away.
Oh, and a great kill there. Coster, her second kill of this set. She's looked very good since she's gone in. Now she'll go back to serve.
The Aggies definitely not going to go away lightly, though.
23-14. The advantage for St. Mary's. That one dug out nicely. There's Holman. And up just out of play. So 24-14 now. And now it's set point for St. Mary's. Isbell heads into the game. Estrada will head over to the bench. Holman back to serve. Oh, and Holman laying out for that one. Her teammates were calling it out, but she wasn't quite sure, so she laid out for it and not able to control it. So it's 24-15. Estrada heads into the game. Holman head over to get a drink of water.
Great hustle, though, by Holman and Ortega, despite the fact that it was out or not. Showing great hustle and tried to keep the point alive for the Rattlers.
That one, a great pass by Estrada. Heft. It's dug out nicely by the Aggies. And that one sails out of play, so point and the set to St. Mary's. Oh no, they're going to call a tip right there. My apologies. The original call was out by the line judge, but it's been overruled. So 24-16, the Aggies still on the serve. You see a nice chance starting for the Rattlers. There's Ortega. Isbell now able to put it down. So 25-16, the actual final for set number 2. St. Mary's has stormed forward in these first 2 sets to take a 2-0 lead. We'll be back with more Rattler Volleyball on the Rattler Network.
All Yes, I am.
Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back, everyone, as we're getting ready to start set number 3. St. Mary's taking the first 2 sets resoundingly by a margin of 25-17 and then 25-16. Brian, again, I ask your opinion. What has St. Mary's done so well?
They've just been able to control possession of the ball, control the serve. They've just been executing to near perfection. And in that second set, they definitely cut down on those unforced errors, unlike the Aggies, who have continued to just make costly mistakes, and the Rattlers have been able to capitalize thus far.
And right you are, in St. Mary's looking to capitalize once again, and Chigatano, just an absolutely beautiful ace there. Another good serve there by Chigatano. This one dug out by Obermiller. She'll now take a swing. And it's dug out by the Aggies. Good pass there from Ortega. Isbell. Oh, she's met at the net, so 1 apiece. We'll go on ahead and refresh for you the starting 6 for St. Mary's. We have Julie Kells out there, Megan Isbell, Taylor Obermiller, Rachel Chigatano, Tori Estrada, and of course the senior Carly Ortega. As we are a part of senior day, you saw our trivia question during the break. Who is the one Rattler player from Canada? And that answer to the question, of course, is
Julie Kells.
Julie Kells, and much to Julie Kells' surprise, her sister actually made the trek down and came and visited her today and was here today for her senior day. So very great to meet Julie's sister, and overall, just to see the support that these St. Mary's Rattlers have from their parents, it's just absolutely wonderful to see, and brings me back a little bit to my playing days as well.
Yeah, and Kells definitely a great asset to this team, and she has definitely been performing well on this senior day.
Right, you are 3-1 the advantage for St. Mary's, as that one finds the line, and it's now 3-2. Kells just absolutely great for St. Mary's, playing the front row. She has several kills to her name, along with several blocks. Overall, a very effective outing for her. That one too much for Huber to handle. A great serve, and so now it is 3 apiece for both teams. Schwartz, another serve. This one dug out nicely by Estrada. Oh, and Isbell. Once again, the reflexes of these players is tremendous. Isbell able to read the ball and then elevate in order to get the kill, and knowing exactly where she wanted to go with the ball. It's just incredible.
That was very impressive. She pounced up just as quick as a cat.
And that one sent over by Slaughter. And now Estrada, nice dig there. And once again, Slaughter on the kill there. It's 5-3. We're gonna go on ahead and give you an update on a Heartland Conference matchup going on. Very important. Dallas Baptist University and St. Edward's University. They're squared away at 1 game apiece. They just started the 3rd set. St. Edward's leading that 3rd set by a score of 6-3, so a very, very tight game in this important Heartland Conference matchup that could possibly affect the standings for St. Mary's, and really for all 3 of these teams, as they're looking to get their way to a 2-3 seed And of course, one of them will sit at the 4 seed. Here's Kells. Oh, thunderous there, and she's able to get it down. Woo.
That had some heat on that one, Joe.
Yes, indeed. And with that, Kells will head over to the bench, along with Shikatano, and Hartung and Bass will head into the game. Bass, a good serve there. Oh, and Ortega was able to get up, and we're going to call a double touch there, so point for St. Mary's. Bass, the teardrop serve. And I believe they're going to call, yes, an illegal attack there on Slaughter, even though I think she believes she had every right to that one. Disagreeing with the call, but point over to the Aggies, and I believe the correct call there, so 7-5. Slaughter, oh, thunderous hit there. There's Hartung able to contest that one at the net. Huber now with a great dig. Here's Hartung again, this time playing it a bit short. This one dug out nicely by Huber. Hartung again, she's sent back. Hartung once again, still tenacious. Huber now, oh, we got ourselves a rally going here.
An impressive one at that, Joe.
Dug out nicely by Huber. And Slaughter finally puts an end to it. And those long rallies can really mean momentum for your team. 8-5 now for St. Mary's. Huber will head out of the game, and Obermiller will head in.
The Aggies on that possession showing great resolve, showing a lot of tenacity, blocking several shots, but they were unable to capitalize and make the most out of that opportunity right there.
Right you are there, Brian. Here's Slaughter now. Another tip. And this one tipped by St. Mary's players at the net for point for the Aggies. We remind you, Rattler fans, to follow us on social media, Twitter. Follow us at St. Mary's Rattlers. That's the same handle for Instagram, at St. Mary's Rattlers. That way you can see all of the best St. Mary's pictures immediately as we take them. Also remind you, Facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And for all the archives of the games and interviews, you can check us out on YouTube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And of course, for all your favorite articles, statistics, schedules, and everything St. Mary's Rattlers, check out RattlerAthletics.com. And then of course, Brian, if I wanted to get a hoodie, because it's getting cold and we're around the wintertime, where would I go to get my favorite Rattler hoodie at?
I believe RattlerGear.com, where you can find all your fine Rattler merchandise, and the holiday season is actually coming up. So what a great way to show your loved ones that you love them than getting a gift from RattlerGear.com.
True that. Mother, if you're watching, I would like a gray t-shirt that says St. Mary's across the front. It looks really nice.
Showing some school pride.
Yes, indeed. 9-7 for St. Mary's. Good pass there by Estrada. Here's Hartung. We saw excellent footwork out of her there. And then the block. Isbell and Hartung combined there.
And the block party continues, Joe.
Yes, indeed. Kells coming into the game along with Shikatano. Bass and Hartung will head over to take a seat. Shikatano on to serve. And oh, good dig out there by Estrada. Kells just shoots it over to the other side. Estrada, another dig, very quick on her feet. That one, Isbell able to get a piece of it, sending it over on the second touch. That one tipped over. Estrada just all over the court on this point. And finally, it's out of play. So the point to St. Mary's, the second great rally of this set.
I'm left speechless, Joe. That was just an incredible sequence of plays, blocks and dives and all the above. Impressive as the Rattlers get the point right there.
That one sent into the net. Chicatano still on to serve. And a timeout for the Aggies. We'll go on ahead. We'll take the break with them as you're watching Rattler Volleyball on the Rattler Network.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And welcome back, Rattler fans. 12-7, the margin of lead for St. Mary's, but perhaps more important, 2-0, the lead in the sets as Isbell once again and Julia Kells combining for yet another block. And once again, Brian, a strength of this team proving to be their middles.
Indeed, Joe, and as you can hear, the Rowdy Rattlers not in our house.
Gotta love the Rowdy Rattlers, everything they bring.
They definitely bring a new dimension to this game as Kells misplays that one into the net, but the Rattlers still lead by 5, 13-8.
McKay back to serve now. Good pass there by Estrada. There's Isbell, and she's able to get it down. So 14-8.
Isbell, sorry, Joe, but Isbell has definitely been a factor this third set, just scoring points almost at will against this defense.
And we see Kelsey Huber coming into the match. Obermiller will get a sip of water. Oh, and a thunderous kill there. Duberstein continuing her impressive outing. She gets yet another kill added to her name. Coster on the serve there. Here's Ortega. Full swing, and it's met at the net, but out of play it goes. So a kill for Ortega all the same.
Ooh, Ortega showing some hops on that one. Getting high, elevating, and bringing it down hard.
Here's Estrada yet again. On that one, great serve. I couldn't tell whether it was going to be in or out. And Slaughter able to put it over on the second hit and get it down. So Slaughter immediately announcing her presence into the game, and a substitution taking place here. Weber coming into the game, and Barrett will head out. 16-9, the advantage for St. Mary's. Estrada, another bullet serve. Here's Kells, and another kill added to her now. And it's senior day, and Kells rising to the occasion. You can see her teammates absolutely loving every second of it. Every time she gets a kill, they're all on their feet and jumping up and down and so excited for her.
Kells definitely rising to the occasion, as you said, Joe. An impressive outing thus far.
Ortega also an impressive outing, and my goodness. Slaughter, she got the impressive hit there, but her hand came down in the net, so the point to the Aggies there.
Just a bit overzealous on that one.
Skylar Mayo coming into the game. Here's Kells. And again.
Ooh, kills him.
18-10. So Kells will exit the game along with Chicatano. Here comes Bass and Hardung. Bass, again, that patented teardrop. And Bass able to keep that one on their side, but the Aggies going into the net. So 19-10 now. And as we're ending the nearing the end of this set, which would effectively end the match, Brian, I think the entire communications department, on their behalf, I'd love to thank Carly Ortega and Julie Kells for everything that they've contributed over the past years to St. Mary's. These athletes are part of the reason why St. Mary's is what it is, and you can really kind of tell a difference between a St. Mary's athlete and another student athlete. I mean, these girls are just great girls. You see them always helping out with continuing the heritage and other causes such as that. And you always see them in the library, being the studious student. And really, just on behalf of the communications department and the Rattler Network, we'd like to thank Julie Kells and Carly Ortega in their final home game.
Both Ortega and Kells, great athletes in their own right on the court, but great individuals off the court as well, and that's what you like to see in all our athletes, and they're just two special individuals that we will miss dearly next season.
And of course, we wish them the best as they continue out their season. 2 more games on the road, those also Heartland Conference games, and then of course, if everything falls their way, then the Heartland Conference tournament on the horizon. And as we get back to the action, Devin Hardong with a nice kill there to make it 20-12 for St. Mary's. Obermiller into the game, Huber heading on out. Ortega back to serve for what could be the last time in Bill Greehey Arena. And the point for St. Mary's.
Things beginning to unravel for the Aggies, and their coach can sense it as he calls timeout.
And we'll go on ahead and keep it here, and really just an emotional day, senior day. You see these girls coming out playing so hard, and it's such an exciting game to broadcast and to watch and to even be here because they have the ceremony come out. The girls always very happy to see their parents come out to the game, and they receive the flowers, of course, and you can catch all of the action, of course, here, but it'll be archived on our YouTube channel as well. We already gave out the address to it, but youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And just overall a great game to watch, and really a wonderful, tremendous experience right now here in Bill Greehey Arena to start off our day.
Oh yes, indeed, Joe. And a great way to close out the regular season here at home for these St. Mary's Rattlers with a strong performance, just 4 points away from sweeping 3-0 against the Oklahoma Panhandle Aggies.
Ortega back to serve. Nice little floater there. It looked like a teardrop. And Ortega, good effort on the dig there, but too much to handle as the Aggies able to get that point there out of the timeout. So 21-13 now. Good dig there by Ortega. Obermiller now. And it'll be sent over a free ball. Obermiller swinging freely, and she was able to convert.
Oh my, that was impressive right there.
22-13. Isbell will head into the game. Estrada heads over to the bench and Slaughter on to serve. Oh, and another great kill there by Coster. She's had herself a very nice game as well.
These Aggies definitely showing a lot of fight left and an impressive outing for their part with regards to facing such an impressive Rattler team.
There's Isbell able to send it over. And another block there. That'll be Hardong. She's able to get it down. And toward the latter parts of the year, Hardong really coming on strong. And here comes in Julie Kells as she looks to close out the game along with Rachel Shikatano. (23-14) for St. Mary's. Here's the serve. Kells and Isbell combine on the block. A bit of a miscommunication, and Estrada will send it over. Another great block there, but St. Mary's called for being in the net, so point over to the Aggies. (23-15). Served by Eddings and out of play. So St. Mary's 1 point away from closing out this match. Huber will come on for Obermiller. Will be Huber on to serve.
And interesting to see Coach Womack Chipman has the two seniors out on the court for what can potentially be the final point.
Very true, and if you're Rachel Shikatano, you better not set Isbell. Either set Kells or either set Kells
or Ortega.
Or Ortega, yeah. Sorry, Isbell, you've had a great game, but you got to give some love to the seniors there. Point over to the Aggies. Coster to serve. Good pass there by Ortega. Here's Kells. And Kells ends it.
A fitting way to end the match. Julie Kells finishing it off on senior day. An impressive performance by these Rattlers.
As they finish up the game 25-16. St. Mary's dominant in all three sets. 25-17, 25-16, and again 25-16. Just an overall great performance by St. Mary's and a very much needed win there. They moved to 14-12 on the year and 10-6 overall in conference play. St. Mary's doing what they needed to do. They had struggled at home all year long, but able to take back-to-back games in order to close out the homestand. And now they look forward to a Heartland Conference berth. I believe they secured it with the victory today. No matter what, they will get in. But looking for the 2 or 3 seed. And St. Mary's, of course, standing on the court looking to thank all the Rattler fans. And they're going to have a nice little photo here with a couple of young volleyball players. Brian, an impressive game and something that you really love to see on your senior day.
Yeah, Joe, it is just an outstanding sight to see. The Rattlers definitely showing why they have a playoff berth, and it is great to see them interact with their fans, and what a great way to close out this homestand.
Yes, indeed, and just very good, and we look forward to them as they look to finish out the season strong. They're going to head to the road. They're going to play at Dallas Baptist University. That game could have tiebreaker implications should St. Mary's finish with the same record as Dallas Baptist. And then the ultimate challenge, the ultimate warm-up to finish up the year, they're going to play the number 1 seeded University, Arkansas Fort Smith at Fort Smith. Very much just a preview of what is to come in the Heartland Conference Tournament. So, remind you Rattler fans, stay tuned. The St. Mary's Classic basketball coming up next. The first game, I believe, to take place at 2 o'clock or so. Team's already warming up in the auxiliary gym. I can hear them from there. Stay tuned, Rattler fans. For Brian Magluion, David Tovar, and the entire Rattler Network, I'm Joe Rodriguez. This has been a presentation of the Rattler Network on RattlerAthletics.com.